it doesn't really matter if we agree with each other or disagree. It doesn't really matter if somebody says something really screwed up. Like, the reality is people are trying to kind of work through their experiences in life. You need to be able to hear each other out, hear what someone's really saying. And you don't have to agree with them. You don't even have to like it.
Yeah. Just give them that moment to hear.
Well, right. And this disrespectful discourse where it's like, oh, you insulted something that I, disagree with or that I personally like. So now I'm just going to attack you as a human.
Welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended. I don't know my voice. Welcome back to another edition of Just Weirdly Blended.
Yes, I don't know.
I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tom. And that was a pretty hot intro.
I know. I came in loud a little bit.
A little bit ready.
Yeah. I was already kind of awake early this morning.
Nice.
Just because I get up, when I take the kids to school. So
right.
So,
Yeah, you
got that routine.
Yeah. But then Monday rolls around and I hate it because then for whatever reason on Monday the alarm rings and it's like, oh no, I need like 5 more hours of sleep.
But it's because it's
Monday's
real.
So different. Yeah, I think that's it.
It's like, no, I have to.
Your brain knows. No, I don't have a choice.
I took Friday off around noon. I had family coming in.
Nice. Your sister?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
No.
But I had some family come in. No. But I took Friday off around noon and because me and Alicia went to a gala. There's this gala for this Grace clinic to raise money since it's like it's for the community so if you don't have the money they'll take care of it. So it's 100% free. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like they don't charge their patients at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where is this located?
It's in Kennewick. It's one of the largest free clinics in the state, I think.
Wow.
Like they see like patient wise and stuff. It's overall it's super cool what they do for the community.
Uh-huh.
The gala, man, that place you gotta be kind of rich. We only get tickets because Alicia's work like sponsors is one of the kind of a sponsor.
Yeah.
And so they get like tickets for I think it's like they give them 2 tickets and then you can take your couple with so 4 tickets I guess. But yeah, the theme was what's like the Great Gatsby? What era
Roaring
is that?
20s.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
It was cool. You've seen a couple of people in their flappers. And they had a little headband.
Yeah.
The little feathery thing.
What did the gentleman wear?
The one guy had looked like he was gonna deliver newspaper.
Oh.
He had the overalls on with the little hat, and then he had like a little satchel to the side.
Hello, sir.
That's who he's
extra, read all about it.
Yeah, like little Timmy or whatever.
Tiny Tim.
Tommy Timmy. Yeah, that's what he was. And because they have this
Nice.
like dessert dash, so you do this. There's a bunch of tables, and so there's groups about 8 people per table. So you're sitting with people you don't know.
Oh,
so we had these.
Oof.
So we had this guy and these 2 ladies who ended up being the auctioneer people.
Oh, so they were cool.
Ladies like, can I get a 9,000, 12? I'm like, damn, she was good.
Wow.
She does it for a lot of stuff. If you ever gone to an auction, you've probably seen her.
Nice.
But
that's cool.
So we didn't have that like awkwardness when you're sitting there and you're like, God damn.
She just talks super fast and you're like, oh, yeah. And
so
talking ahead of you.
So they do so they do like an auction for this dessert dash where you freaking all the tables pitch in money because right away before you walk in, they're already like, here's your bid number.
Right.
You want your credit card on file. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Do you got cash? I don't have cash and I'm not doing
we
that.
Have comped tickets. So,
yeah. Yeah. I'm rich. I'm still not coming here.
I tend to pay in IOUs. So,
yeah, here's your suitcase.
Yeah.
But like, so like they do this other auction there's this whole table full of goodies and snack, like cookies and all this bakery stuff.
Uh-huh.
And so you put your money in, like the whole table puts their money in, and whatever table wins, like has the most, they get to go first and pick out what snack they want.
Oh my gosh!
So they're like, table 17 and
raise $12,000.
And we're talking. There's probably like 30 tables.
Wow!
So they get
everyone's paying to be the first to go and get this particular piece of the meal.
Yeah. It's called the dessert dash. It's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to run up there. I got it. Because she's, it's like table 30. And then you'd be like table 15. Like you'd get enough a head start where, they'd start making people run. It is fucking weird.
It's odd the games that the wealthy play.
They're like, hey, servant boy, come out. You're running for this table. I'm like, I don't even.
You would be my runner, sir.
I know. I'm like looking around. I'm like, I was telling Tom that I had to wait my own table. No. But so they do this. And so as they're listening, who is in first and who isn't in first. My table was last because we donated no money. Well,
it was you guys and the
and we it was so it was me and Alicia, and then it was a coworker of hers, Natalia, and her husband, who we've gone to that same thing last year.
Yeah,
and it's cool. I mean, free drinks if you're drinking. They had like wine on the table.
Wow.
And then they bring food. So like I got this beef, I don't know, tenderloin thing that was a little dry for my liking, but whatever.
Okay. All right.
Sir, can you take this back?
I'm sorry. This is a gala.
I know. What is this? Is this the flea market?
This is the driest steak.
Yeah. And then Alicia had like a chicken thing, and it was good.
Nice.
Like the food was good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, I felt so poor because then they do this auction, and there's some cool stuff they're auctioning, like catered dinner for $25. I'm like, dude, I don't even know 25 people.
Wow. $1.
Yeah, no,
Ooh,
not even.
No.
Yeah, like people are paying thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like you'll see it says estimated value. Like there was this one that was the value estimate was, I don't know, 800, and it went for like $2,000. I was like,
these people are so stupid. Do you not know basic math?
Exactly.
I'll go buy it myself.
But there was this guy next to the table we were at. That dude was just money bags.
Really?
His friend goes, oh, there's my sugar daddy.
That's funny. He was just bidding on everything?
Dude, there's one, like, the estimated value was already a lot, and I was confused at that. It was 4 tickets to a college football game, the Ducks.
Okay.
On the 50-yard line.
And
then it was like a $200 parking ticket or something. So you get a fucking parking ticket too?
Yeah, I gotta
pay this?
I gotta pay. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was
He
like
is rich.
it was almost $6,000 was that value. But he ended up winning it for like $7,500. Like, oh. I was like, what?
Yes, I want to go to.
And then they were doing this bid war where it's like to get 500, they're like, we're gonna do last number. So each time you do it, it's $100. And whoever's the last number gets the $500, right? So that guy was bidding war with someone else. He bid another, I don't know how many times. He ended up probably spending almost $10,000. I was like, God, these people are. But the dessert dash, they raised like 26 grand.
Good Lord.
I was like,
we need to host a gala.
And then they're like, come on, this is for the kids. And then there's another thing where they're like, okay, who wants to just donate like $5,000?
Come on.
And then the guy's like, me. Oh no, so that's how he ended up spending a lot. He donated like $5,000.
He's like, I'm looking for tax write-off.
That's what I said.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what I told Lisa. I got tax write-off. Yeah. I mean, he seemed like a cool guy. He was on their board and stuff. Like I said, the whole thing's cool. It's just so rich. It makes me feel.
He was on the board of the organization.
Yeah, he's like a board member.
Oh, okay, yeah. Old money. That's what I want to be, a board member.
But the auctioneer people are like, oh, come on, like she's really good about almost making you feel like shit. Like, yeah, just come on, like,
come on, you trash. You're not even supposed to be here.
She's, I'll take your money all day, sir.
$20.
She knew how to milk that guy though.
For you poor people. It's like Moira Rose when she's like, they're trying to sell the town in Schitt's Creek. And the rich guy is like going to buy it. And she's like, suddenly 950,000 seems like chump change. For a man like you, a cool $1 million. That's hot. That's sexy.
Yeah.
Man, that's
That's how this girl was, pretty much. I mean, not as funny, but it was pretty much like that. Come on, come on.
This is for the children. Come on.
And then she told her story. Like, then there was a story this lady tells, like, okay, we're gonna watch a video, and I'm sitting there kind of eating, and she was like, yeah, I used to sell my body for cocaine and do no.
I was gonna say, wow.
No, but she was like
children's clinic.
It's not even it's in every person's clinic, not just kids.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's like adults. A lot of adults, a lot of
just anyone
like Hispanics coming from Mexico and stuff. They don't have the health care, so do that. Like,
so do doctors like volunteer for the medicine?
Yeah, everything's volunteer based too. But I guess they actually like, they're not only just volunteering, they're actually like taking pride in what they're doing.
Yeah,
it's not just like,
that's actually, all jokes aside, it's very cool.
Yeah, no, overall it's super cool, like what they're doing. It's just the gala stuff, that the rich auction, dude, they probably raise so much money. But I was thinking the auctioneer people, like milk it because they're getting a percentage, I think, of the total. At least in my head, it's like, isn't that how auctions work though? Like when the auctioneer's house?
The auction house does, but I don't know about the auctioneers themselves. I would imagine it's a flat fee, unless they also volunteered their services, maybe.
I'd hope so.
Like, right off.
I was like, damn, we were the last table. I told Alicia and them, I was like, we were the last table, but these people, the auction people, couldn't even put in money.
So how much money
what I'm saying?
Your table give as a whole?
$0.
Oh, man.
If those people didn't give money, we know we all didn't give money.
Right.
So, like, yeah, $0.
God,
and so we were last, and I was like, oh, of course, you guys going to make me run? I'm the Mexican. I got to come running up in here. They're like, Jet, come on, hurry up. And I'm like, no, man, I was walking so slow. There's just some little muffin things there. I was like,
come on, Speedy.
Arriba. I know, just call me Gonzalez. I was like, yeah, my last name's not Gonzalez.
Whatever it is.
Whatever, Reyes, get over there. Well, wait this goddamn table. Goddamn, I'm waiting for my drink.
Play this game all night. Get over there and get us dessert.
They left like the drinks on the table, right? They had the wine on the table for people who were drinking.
Classy.
And then they had like
was it good like, wine too?
I don't know. I didn't drink. I'm not drinking. Right. It smelled good though. I took a whiff because it was a cab. I don't know what brand it was, but it was nice. Like, I like red wine. I like cabs.
Yeah.
It's like, oh fuck, that smells fucking good. Yeah. It smelled good. I ain't even gonna lie. There was a white wine, and then there's that one. And
they're smart. Wine can F you up pretty quick. So
dude, people are.
I was smart.
I mean, it would be cool. Don't get me wrong. It would be cool to have that kind of money where I'm just like, oh, 10 grand. Yeah.
Do you think that guy with the 15 grand like woke up the next day with a hangover? Like, what the fuck?
Nah, he was this old dude, old white dude. Like, he had some money.
He's old money.
Oh, 100%, dude. He probably owns a company. Is my thing is I think a lot of these people are like, or the CEOs and stuff of these companies are someone up there where they can, like you say, write off. Right. They're looking for opportunities to. Right. I mean, which is fine. You know what?
Hey, good for them. Yeah.
Good for them. They're putting it to something good. So
it's kind. Very kind.
Even if it is tax write-off and they're getting money back. So they're smart. That's why they're fucking rich.
That's why they're business people.
But yeah, that was my eventful day yesterday. Or Friday.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
Friday. So I got my hair cut and I got my, I had to get a different shirt. Because, dude, I forgot I was like fat at one time.
All right. So nothing fits correctly.
So the shirt, like the dress shirt I had was hella big. I was like,
it's crazy. I know.
I didn't even notice. I told Lisa, I was like, damn, I was a fat little bitch back then. I'm a skinny little bitch now.
A couple of years ago. So we do this. Like, what the fuck? I'm like a sexy little bitch over here.
That's what I told her. I said, I'm a skinny little bitch.
Once a year, we do this like fly around the world thing. They call it holidays around the world. And we teach the kids about like different customs from all over the place. Okay. And we dress up like pilots, right? So I have like a white dress shirt with a tie and stuff. We wear the little pilot hats, that kind of crap. 2 years ago, I was so fat I couldn't fit any of my white shirts. I had to go buy a big one.
Oh shit!
And then now it's like I'm back into my smallest white shirt, man. It feels amazing.
Weird. It's weird, huh?
Yeah,
I know. Alicia's lost a lot. She's lost I don't know how many pounds already.
Nice,
but she's been she's been doing really good. Like, not
cool.
She doesn't really eat much, which is I'm like, girl, you got to eat something. You know,
the thing she's doing is like an appetite suppressant, right? So
yeah, but she's also just eating right, and so but she like put some clothes on, and she was like, oh man, I remember these. It's that realization that maybe
things
I am
are happening.
Maybe I am, because when you're like in the moment, you're like, yeah, I haven't lost shit. Like, why am I even doing this? And then all of a sudden, that one day you put on that pair of pants, and you're like, oh damn! I had a pair of pants that were so tight. I remember, and I remember the day I put them on, and I like buttoned them. And I was like, wait a minute, are these those pants? Because usually these things were like, they were up on me.
Right.
Yeah, and they
nothing
look like
worse than a tight pair of pants you can barely snap shut, and like, ugh.
Dude, and it was tight around my butt. Like, I felt like J-Lo or something. Like, damn. I didn't wear them because they were so tight.
Yeah.
Like, it was uncomfortable. And so one day I just needed to. And yeah, like, she had that moment though where she put on those pants, like some pants or something. She was like, oh, maybe I am losing weight. I'm like,
nice.
I'm like, no, I can see it, and you're doing good, man. Keep it up.
Good for her.
High five, girl.
Yeah. Down low, too slow.
Yeah. Got to work on that.
That will come with time. Oh, man.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
How's your whole week?
Yeah, it's been good. I've been sick for like 2 weeks. Keeps going from my sinuses down into my lungs and then into my neck. So I'm like getting freaking tired, dude. Getting tired of this crap. But
no, I haven't got sick yet or felt sick, but I don't think I get sick. I know people say don't say that, but
yeah, I don't get sick often, but it got me this year. And usually I get over it pretty quick, but this one's lingering.
Yeah.
Let
it linger.
I was just thinking the same thing. I said linger, and that song popped in my head.
Who's saying that word song? Association? Well, I don't know. Was it Natalie not Portman?
Natalie Portman, yes. I think
Natalie Borealis? I don't remember. I can't remember.
Have to let it linger. I remember it. It was from like the
McLaughlin?
Sarah McLaughlin?
No, it's not Sarah McLaughlin.
I only know one of her songs, but
no. We should
about to figure that out.
Yeah. Speaking of words, though, JJ came up to me the other day and asked me what dilate means. And the first thing that comes out of my mouth is the first thing that came to my head, which is a girl had given birth. Right. I was like, well, when a woman gives birth, she gets dilated. And he's like, wait, what?
I'm going to get real technical with you, son. Baby's head's this big. And entrance into a uterus is about this big.
But
so then they dilate, and that allows the head.
And then, because I'm thinking, what is he watching? Why are they talking about dilation?
Right.
And
what are you learning in school?
Well, he was on his phone, and then he kind of like, he's like, because I tell him, I was like, well, when a woman's giving birth, and Alicia's right there, she's like looking at me, and I was like, they dilate, and then he's like, huh? And then I kind of see his phone. I was like, oh, your eyes dilate, brother. They go big and small, so like light reflect, they dilate. He's like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go.
Alicia laughs,
circle back, Dad. What about a pussy? What?
Yeah.
What?
I was like, why did I? Out of all things to talk, like, how'd you learn about the word dilate? Oh, my dad told me about babies coming out. I don't know. I still don't understand now.
Apparently, a baby's head is dilate. I don't know.
I hope when he has a kid, there comes that moment where he remembers me telling him what dilate means, and then he hits, and he's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe my dad was telling me this is what he's talking about."
He's going to be with his wife. She's going to be going into labor, and they're going to say she's dilated to like 1 centimeter or whatever, and he's going to be like, "Oh, my fucking dad."
yeah, exactly.
This is what my dad meant.
What a dick,
son. Go look it up, man.
Yeah, go see.
Well, you see, son, in pornos sometimes.
The woman dilates.
But no, talking about kids, man. I was telling you that I had an experience that even though I work in the same building as my son is always present.
Mm-hmm.
I never considered the fact that, and this is kind of like no kids in the room. If you're a bad parent, they're already in the room. Anyway, so get them out. Elliot's got like a little buddy at school that is another teacher's kid, and he'll come in and they'll hang out for a little bit.
That's so funny.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm working at my desk, getting stuff done. And I'm just kind of like, I'm hearing their conversation, but I'm not really actively listening, right? They're just blah, 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 back and forth. And all of a sudden, the kid starts talking Santa.
Your ears
starts talking about the tooth fairy. And yeah, I like instantly had like my attention shifted. It's like, you know that they're not real, right? And now it's like, I got like, you can tell by his body language, you got like a little defensive.
Yeah.
These are my fucking friends you're talking about, bro.
Yeah.
You're talking shit about Santa? You're talking about Santa like this? So I'm like,
I would laugh.
I'm just
what would you do if he came out talking like that?
This is how hysterical Elliot's brain math worked. He looks at the kid very skeptically and he goes, so you're saying that my dad does this? He goes, yeah. He goes, so my dad bought me a Nintendo? My dad wouldn't have any money if he bought me a Nintendo. And the kid goes, your dad works to make money? And then he buys you things.
How's this kid? Jesus Christ. This is a fucking 6th grader?
He's a 5th grader. And Elliot's 4th grader. I learned in 4th grade. Or 3rd grade. 3rd or 4th. I mean, it's the time in life to hear it. But I know, like, the second you hear it, your brain does that thing where you're like, oh, well, that makes sense. You know, like, even if he doesn't act like it. But I asked him later, because, like, the kid kind of asked me, like, well, what do you think? I'm like, oh, well, to me, it's about, like, belief. Like, do you believe in them? Or do you not?
I had this
I
conversation with JJ.
And it's like, I mean, you know, I choose to believe.
Yeah. Duh. You know, you got to save it for your son a little bit.
Santa's fucking real, bro.
But you know what it is, though? You want to hold on to
for
that.
Us, man. It's
you want to hold on to it for your kids, yeah.
Well, I want to
for yourself and for your kids, because you're just like,
right.
This is it. Once they don't believe in Santa, like that's like another chapter in their life.
Of childhood.
You know what I'm saying?
And Santa is real on some level. Like Santa may not physically be a fat guy that comes down your chimney, but the spirit.
No, we're in shape now.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. We're sexy Santas.
No. But yeah, the spirit of Santa.
But you know, the spirit, the wisdom, the glory.
Yeah. The glory beeth the Lord.
Yeah, so it was fascinating. So I tried to talk to Elliot later about it, just to kind of gauge where he was at. Like, was he still working through it? Because you know it's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's like I'm probably akin to an adult thinking that they're going to go to prison. Like, I don't know how your brain stops thinking about that. So I was like, hey, buddy, what are you thinking about the stuff that your buddy said at school? Like, are you thinking about that at all? And he like shut me down quick. He's like, nope. Like, he wants to believe, man. He's like, he's full in on believing.
I love that, because JJ had that conversation. And I might have brought this up last podcast when JJ had it, but he was like, hey, Papa. I'm like, what's up? Because you can see him thinking. And I'm like, hey, man, what's up? He's like, is Santa Claus real? I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, some kid told me Santa's not real. I'm like, well, what do you believe?
Well, some kid's a little bitch.
He's like,
bro.
well, I believe he's real. And I go, I believe he's real. You know, like, to me, you know, like, because for me, I don't want my son to not.
Right.
I know it's going to happen.
Right.
You know, I know Elena's probably there now.
Right.
Even though
for sure. She admitted to us a few years back.
Yeah.
But I mean, the fun of it.
It is. And we still do the thing. And the good thing with like having older siblings is they're good about keeping it.
That's fun for everybody. Most older siblings actually enjoy the fact that there's a younger sibling who believes, because it keeps some of that.
I told my brother and sister, I was like, as soon as I didn't believe, I was like, Santa's not real. Don't fucking have hope. Life sucks.
Life is a bitch.
Stop fucking crying about
it. Listen, nothing is real. Nothing that you see.
I want to say 5th grade, 4th, 5th grade. It's probably around the same time I think I realized Santa ain't coming around here.
Right.
Santa didn't even give me a present this year.
I've been waiting for Santa for 5 years. Nothing.
He went for milk and never came back.
Santa's in prison. He told me.
Yeah.
He's doing a 5-year stint in the penitentiary.
But it is weird though, like because you do want to hang on to that stuff. It's like I see people with their little babies sometimes or their toddlers, and I'm like, I do have those flash of moments where I'm like, damn, I kind of miss my kids being little, being that. Though, you know, not that they're cute, and it's not like they're not learning new things,
right?
But
there's something about the younger phases, yeah.
Because I'm like thinking about it, like my daughter, she's in our daughter, she's in high school, that's 4. She got 4 years, and then it's like adult life's coming, and like it's just different once that happens.
It is. And they don't need you in the same way. They still need you, but it's a different kind of need.
Yeah,
it's not like the little baby need.
Like, hey, I'm sick. I need my mom or dad.
They're not coming to like sit on your lap and boo-boo.
We watched Blue Beetle. And that's really about family. The gist of it, like it's about family, and obviously
the theme of it is like family and relying on family.
Yeah, and your culture and stuff. And it was a really good movie. There were some really good parts, and there was like a sad moment. And JJ's just like, "That's not going to be you anytime soon, right, Mom?"
Yeah,
and she's like, "No,
certainly hope not."
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, son, sit down. We need to talk. There's no guarantees in life.
Yeah, Blue Beetle. That was pretty good, though. Blue Beetle was all right.
Nice.
We watched Nowhere. That was another one that was all right.
Nowhere. You were telling us about that one, I think.
Yeah, the lady's like pregnant, and she's like,
oh yeah,
she's in a container, like a shipping container. Right? She ends up getting. She's trying to like. They're trying to like.
In the middle of nowhere. Is that where the title comes from? Nowhere.
Yeah. Because
she's just stuck. Like they dumped her.
Well, she was in I think the ship wrecked. I don't remember a part because I think I was out of the room for a second.
But she's trying to get essentially to like America or somewhere. So
something like that. Smuggled. Like her and her husband, like they got smuggled, trying to get smuggled. They kind of separated. Like stunt went happen. People got shot at. That's right. All the other people got killed.
Yeah. That does sound like a good movie.
It is actually a good movie. But then she's by herself in the middle of the ocean in this big fucking container.
Like stuck inside it? Or can she
stuck inside it. And so there's holes here. And so like you see one container floating out and it just drops because,
it's filled with water. Oh my God.
And so this movie, she's like trying to survive.
There's water coming into this container?
There is, water's coming. So she's taping days. But she's pregnant, right? And so she gives birth. But it's weird. As she's going to give birth, there's a scene where she's like, it's like raining and it's just like stormy and the thing's going. And like, she takes her shirt off.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then I'm like, I go to Alicia, why'd she take her shirt off?
She's like, what's grabbing her boobs?
Yeah, no, she had these big boobs and like, she showed her boobs a lot in that movie. Like,
what was the name of this movie?
Nowhere. It's on Netflix.
I think it's the time to watch this movie.
Yeah. But like, no, she showed her boob. Like, she goes, damn, she's been nipping this whole movie because like you're in a shipping container. It's cold. It's cold
in the ocean. This is realistic. This is real life stuff.
Oh, dude, I kept going. There is the movie is good. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. It's dubbed as well,
right?
So
which can be funny as we discussed.
It is funny, but it's not. It's a little
not as funny.
Not as funny because their mouths almost seem to. They're speaking Spanish, I think, and so it looks similar,
right? I guess. The movie I watched, they really had to kind of make some.
This one,
happen.
So it's not the voices. It already is. They have that same stupid voice.
Right. Oh, hi. Oh, we're out in the middle of the ocean.
I hate that. I still hate that. You can talk normal.
Right. Don't stop in the middle of a sentence. Like,
don't stop.
We realize they're not actually speaking.
Yeah. You don't have to fucking fool us.
Hey, sister, do you want to go to the store later?
Like he's reading the script. But there was just so much. There is stuff in it that I'm just like, there's no fucking way. Because she lived it's like 30 days.
Like tape preventing ocean water from getting in. Just saying.
No, there's scenes where she's like putting things in the hole to try to like stop the water.
God, that's intense though.
And it is filling up. So that it's cool. She's trying to empty it out. I'm like, why don't you just use that hose to siphon out, dumb bitch?
She's accidentally sucking water in. I've seen this before.
Yeah, like it's crazy. I was just I said, it's a cool movie.
I gotta
it is
say,
very intense.
It does make you think of all these people that get smuggled, and like there's probably a lot of judgment on people that do get smuggled and stuff. But there are a lot of sad reasons that people go that route. What a desperate situation.
Well, I mean, if you're like in a war-torn country,
right.
or
there's a lot, or just extreme poverty, whatever it is. Like people are just trying to live, and what a vulnerable position to be in.
Yeah.
You're just totally relying on. There was that case last year where that big semi truck had a bunch of people in the back and just broke down or they dropped the trailer out in the middle of the desert.
Yep. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Everybody just
died.
I mean, it's very, very, very sad.
And I bet you that happens a lot. The one where it's like in the like shipping containers, I can see that for real happening.
Right. Oh, for sure. I mean,
them getting smuggled in either that way or somehow a shipping container falls off.
Let's face it, smugglers are not the most ethical people in the world.
No, so, dude, no, because when they go and kill the people, like there's a little boy like by himself left, and then it cuts the camera cuts, and then you hear the gunshot.
Yeah,
and she's hiding. She's like got on a box. And
so did they dump these containers off on purpose, or
see? That's why I don't remember what happened. Oh, because I think I was letting the dogs out, or we have our little Chihuahuas, and those little dogs, man, they're always got to pee. I swear to God,
always. Yep.
But so I don't remember what happened. I think like either a storm or the ship caught fire, some shit like that. Yeah. I don't know. I think like Al Qaeda came, blew up the ship. I don't know,
man.
Who knows?
Awful stuff, man.
It is. It was like I said. The movie's good though. I don't like. There's some funny. There's parts you're gonna laugh, but overall, the story it's cool. It's cool.
Nice. It sounds like a good movie. It sounds like an intense.
It's actually really well done.
Yeah.
And it is very intense because you're like, damn, this is fucked up. Like that. There would be scenes like that where we were watching. Like,
man,
fuck, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe not. It's not realistic, but she'd have been dead a long time ago.
Man, I mean, there was a movie kind of like that years ago. I can't remember what it was called, but there was a gal in America that was she was an immigrant.
Oh,
and she had to work in a meat packing plant. Do you remember that?
It was called Somewhere.
Is that what it was called?
No.
Look at that. Somewhere, nowhere. Oh my God. Look at that.
It's Somewhere.
I don't remember the name of this movie.
I know what movie you're talking about, though.
It was a very sad movie because, like, the manager of the plant was like a total awful human being, and like, it was just very sad. It made you definitely see like how lucky you can be to just live like a semi-normal life.
No, seriously, like, yeah, it is amazing because. You like hearing those stories when we were at that gala, you hear these stories of these people like struggling, and you're like, damn,
real struggle, not just middle class.
I can't afford this. I can't, and like I'll say I struggle, but in reality, like my house, I'm okay. I'm not worried about.
We're not on the streets.
Yeah.
We're not living out of some broken down car.
I have, some food to eat. We need to go shopping, but I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like there's stuff there. So like it makes you really think like, okay, it kind of brings it all back into perspective. In life, you're like just all of a sudden like, okay, shit's not as bad.
Right. Maybe I'm being a little melodramatic.
Yeah. That's how it is though, right?
$5 gallon gas. I mean, let's be real. $5 gallon gas is pretty extreme, but
first world problem, like you like your TV. Out, right?
Yeah, my 70-inch TV died last night.
But like it's it's one of those things.
Let me tell you.
No. The struggle, but you see when that stuff happens, your first thought is like, "Oh, fucking great! There goes another expense," or like I don't have the money for that.
Well, we laughed because Blanca and I've been pretty honest about we've had some, I won't say money troubles because we've made it through just fine, but money's been tight for a couple of years. We had some life events happen, that kind of wiped out our savings, and there were some month to month situations where we had to kind of decide how we were going to get money allocated to get things through. Not a fun way to live, but we did it. We have a lot of things that kind of hit at once to bring us right back to like being good again.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're not going to blow this. Like, we're going to keep this, in a good position. And then our TV dies. So we're down to a 40-inch TV.
It looks so weird, though.
It does look very tiny. I mean, I think we can all agree that the big TVs of the old days are not very big in the new TV. But
no, they are.
That said, like, we're just going to live with it. It's not, we don't have to have a 70-inch.
Yeah, no, that's
we have a 75-incher downstairs. We're just dicks, man. I'm like,
but no, you know what I mean? Like, you think about those problems. Like, I hate when that shit comes up, though, because it's just like, God.
Well, it's always like, it's funny how timing always seems to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got to buy new tires for the car, which we knew was coming. So I'm just like, we can deal with the TV. We'll just get new tires.
Tires, fuck. Tires suck.
They're not even fun, man. Like, it's just, Let me just buy something so I can keep doing what I do every day, just driving to work.
You gotta buy them like almost yearly. It feels like
About 7 years. Yeah,
I guess not always.
If you say so.
Yeah, I was like, I've bought a set of tires every.
Well, you
feels
drive
like every other year
too, huh? Yeah, you drive like to Coppenish all the time and stuff. So yeah, we I just drive across town for the most part. We do some road trips and stuff, but we go to Perfection Tire. They're pretty good there.
Yeah, no, that's where I go.
Yeah, they're good. They're good people. Good people.
They're losers. No, they're good people.
No, they're good people.
That's where we go. That's
yeah. Good people. Go to the store on Union. They're my guys. Glenn and Jerry, and great men. Tom and Jerry, they're funny. They're always playing games.
Glenn, do you know Tom? Oh,
you won't remember.
The one funny thing in that movie, Nowhere, is she ends up being able to get on top of the
cargo container.
Yeah, she ends up.
How does she get out?
She's in a cargo crate that had other cargo, had stuff in it still, actually in the crate. So she MacGyvers it. Yeah, so she found, I guess she finds a whole drill and a perfect bit for drilling through metal. Oh, she finds that was in one of the crates. It was awesome.
Thank God.
Yeah, it was a DeWalt drill, fully charged. But even that, there was a scene with that whole thing. So it wasn't like it was just like easy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
she drilled through her hand. She's like, no.
Oh my God. So she gets it open. And she's noticed she went to go throw her poopo over the board, right? And then all the fish she noticed started biting.
Well, no, it means sharks.
And so she made a net out of headphone wire, right? And so she made a whole big old goalie net or whatever they're called.
Ghillie net?
Ghillie net.
Did she take her shirt off for that one too?
She did.
Nice.
She had milk. She had to squirt milk in the water.
Come on.
Yeah.
Poor lady.
Well, there was a scene where she was having trouble actually breastfeeding because she didn't have like nutrients coming in for a second. But then all of a sudden she can. But anyway.
So she has the baby. So the baby's now with her in the cargo container.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, and the baby's crying.
That echo in there.
I told Lisa the baby deserves a fucking Oscar because it's annoying the shit out of me.
Yeah.
It needs to stop crying right now. When babies cry,
they just don't shake the baby.
Oh, there was a moment where she does kind of like,
shut up.
Be quiet. And the stupid.
Hey, you're being so loud now. Stop talking and crying.
Oh, there's a fucking funny scene. So she's talking to her husband. I'm not ruining the whole movie, but he's dying or whatever. She's on the phone. I had the baby. And because she's in the middle
now.
Oh, there's been a phone this whole time.
So why didn't she call the Coast Guard? 911.
She just called her husband. I'm coming to get you, but I can't right now.
The husband said that?
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm gonna be there in a minute. I'm with my mistress. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll be there soon. Anyway, there's her phone. Somehow she gets a couple phones, but anyway, the phone signal is never an issue for whatever reason.
Verizon.
I know. She's in the middle of the ocean. Perfect
Can
signal.
you hear me now? And the guy just walks off.
Yeah, swims away. No, but she freaking gets the ghillie net. Then she puts it in the water. And then she takes her shit and she uses that as bait. So that's what she uses to get the fish is feces.
That's pretty gross.
It was so gross.
Shit fish.
Yeah.
The circle of life.
That's nasty, girl. But I guess you gotta do what you gotta do.
She's like, I'd eat my own shit if it came down to it.
But it was crazy because her container was almost full of water, but it was still floating. The other container, it just ended up filling up a little bit, and then it just I'm like, hers was perfectly level too.
Well, hers had buoyancy to it.
Well, she did move stuff around to get it to finally level out. Yeah, she's smart. She's smart. She had nothing else to do.
Yeah. But how did she have light inside of this container?
There was holes here and there, so she didn't have a lot of light because there's bullet holes in it. And so there was light coming through at points, but most of the time, no, she didn't. The Hollywood lighting kind of helped.
Sure.
Right.
Oh, a camping light. How lucky.
Yeah. Sure. Our clothes were always dry. It
Well, she
pissed
was
me
taking
off.
her shirt off to keep it.
I'm like, she anytime she would get off her, like, she had this crate that she set up like a bed. She would get off instead of taking her socks off and her
panties and stuff.
getting butt naked like
Come
a normal
on,
human.
gal.
But no, she like would leave her socks on and her sweats on and then jump in the water. And I'm like, why is that shit always dry though?
All
of a sudden it'd be yeah. Maybe she just left it out, but that always.
Did she take her shirt off every time though to jump in?
No, the only time she took her shirt off was when she was giving birth.
That's weird.
It was weird. It was just random though.
Huh?
Like it's like you know what? Let's just show these boobs real quick. And this audience. She's like, this whole movie. And then she like took her shirt off, and I'm like,
to catch the baby in, maybe?
No, she threw the shirt somewhere else. I don't know. Huh. It was weird. Like all of a sudden she's holding on to some straps, and she's just like,
where did the straps come
from?
Dude,
and the baby comes out, and they show it. Like it's in the water, so she's a water birth, and it shoots out like a torpedo. And you see the cord. Seriously, it's on the cord. Like the cord's like
gross.
So it was kind of gross. I was like, babe, I think she really gave birth.
Wow.
But I was like,
jeez, how'd they do that one?
I'm telling you, this baby fucking deserves a Grammy.
Kudos to them.
An Oscar.
A Grammy. It made some great music. Because I think he was collaborating with, what's his name? With
The Weeknd. No, but the baby crying was fucking annoying, though. I'm not even going to lie. Because it cried a lot.
Man.
But yeah, that was the fun movie.
I'm going to have to watch that movie. There was a movie.
It's good. It is good. It's funny because it has those parts, you know. Yeah. But overall, like the movie was
actually a well done movie.
It was. It really was. For what it is, it was actually really good.
I watched a movie a couple years ago on Netflix. It may not be there anymore. I'm not sure. But this girl and her boyfriend are going to sail a sailboat across the world for this rich couple. So they're going to leave like either like Australia or somewhere in Asia, and they're going to sail this yacht, you know, big yacht sailboat across the ocean for this couple that's like needs it back in California where they're from. So the boyfriend's really good at sailing. So people like basically hire him to do this. Well, they get caught in this huge storm. And so when you first see the movie, it opens up on, she kind of wakes up from being knocked out, and the boat's like got tons of water in it, and it's like things are all over the place, and she's looking for her boyfriend, and like it's wild. And then I think they like kind of zoom out where you can see like she's just out completely alone in the middle of the ocean.
How scary,
right?
And
she wasn't like a great sailor, but she had like some experience. So yeah, the whole movie, it's like it's one of those psychological kind of movies where you're like you're not always sure what's real and what's not real. Very good though, and apparently it's based on this gal's real life. There was a gal that this happened to.
Damn, that'd be crazy.
And she still sails to this day. I'm like, wow.
I was telling Alicia, like, I go, so say you were trapped in that container, you get out, you've been on the ocean. Are you ever going back to the ocean?
I'd never get in the container again.
I would never get in the container.
I'd never play in that container.
You're gonna smuggle me? Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna just stay in my country.
I'm an ocean person now.
She fucking goes to jail. She gets deported as soon as she gets rescued.
Does that happen?
I don't know.
God,
it just it ends
back to Ukraine for you.
Yeah,
poor lady.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Wow.
I think the dub ruins the acting of movies sometimes.
It always does.
Because you can tell I think she was a good actress. Like just from the motion in her face and stuff like that.
But a lot of acting is what you do with your voice.
It's like, oh my God, baby, wake up. Baby, wake up.
Baby, baby, don't.
The scene that I was going to actually just bring up was, so the dad's dying. She's like, your daughter's here. And she's just so funny, so courageous. So all these things that a fucking little baby is not.
She's a baby. You can throw out any adjectives. It's going to be accurate or inaccurate for that baby.
She's compassionate.
She's so nice to all her friends. She said
she was compassionate and all this stuff. I'm like, she's a baby.
She's been fucking crying this whole time. Compassion my ass.
She throw that out the window. Yeah. That baby was shut the fuck up.
She's loud, obnoxious. She's the worst baby. The worst one ever. I've been trying to shut her up the whole time.
I shook her 3 times.
I shook her hard.
But yeah, it was like, so that part was funny because I was like, I wonder what she... Because in another language, sometimes what they say just it has a more beautiful meaning behind it.
Right. the nuance.
Yeah,
of the language,
it
right?
means more. It's just I don't know. Certain sayings like you hear in Spanish. When you hear it in English, it sounds stupid, but in Spanish, it's like really like poetic in a way.
Don't hit the chancla against the wall. And in Spanish, it's like
yo también. I don't know. I don't speak Spanish.
Yo soy de también del chongo.
Chongo.
And like
chancla. I think a chongo is like a hair tie or something, or a monkey.
Maybe I don't know. I speak
but anyway, but like
Spanish.
But so I want to know what like it really. Wonder what she really said. I don't think she said all the things like that.
She's so courageous and wonderful and an amazing person.
Yeah, like
how would you know?
Your baby's gonna be
so proud of her, and the dad's not even really dying. Like
the mom's gonna have a lot of psychological trauma. Her husband just died.
Right.
She was stuck on a fucking shipping container for 30 days. Watched a bunch of people get killed.
Right.
Her own little, I guess her daughter got killed. So it's not like she had a struggle, man. She better.
So the daughter, was she in the container with her?
See, I don't remember. I think.
Did you pay attention at all to this?
No. There was a moment where I wasn't there.
I see. Yeah.
Alicia had started it, and I just like let dogs out. So there's a moment where I was like 10, 15 minutes where I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. So I show up, and then I start watching the movie with them. And so, I didn't ask that question.
She might have Kate Winsletted it. Like, I'll never let go. See ya.
There was a moment like that when all that's left because the container sinks is just the baby's on this raft and she's with it, and they find a little raft. They find a cord, and she has a cord wrapped around her thing, and
she's
like
dead. She's underwater. Huh?
Yeah. So they like do CPR and stuff.
That baby's so courageous.
The baby did CPR and everything.
Baby pulled her right out of the water.
Yeah, fucking super baby.
What a super baby.
I was like, damn, this baby, it's fucking cold. Girl, you don't got no clothes on the baby, but you're sitting there with the driest clothes. Oh, man. Bitch, you're a terrible mom. You are bad at this.
You don't even buy your baby clothes. What's wrong with you?
All these dry clothes you got, you couldn't even wrap your baby in them?
Right. You hate your baby, don't you?
You wish you never had your baby. That's fucked up.
Man.
It was good though.
Sounds like a good
but movie. It was a good movie.
All the jokes aside, it was a great movie.
Man, it was a crazy movie.
So we were out yard selling yesterday morning.
Nice.
And we always talk on the show about, our particular friendship is we're parts of a blended family. We're the two male pieces of a blended family. And it luckily works for us very well. And we talk a lot about how you can kind of make that work.
Yeah.
But yesterday there was a story that made me really go, sometimes it just can't. Years ago, Elliot was in a preschool with somebody, and we ran into her yesterday. She had a yard sale, and it was very unfortunate because we loved her. She was great with Elliot, and out of nowhere, she calls or like messages everybody and is like, unfortunately, I can't keep doing this. Like there was some kind of an issue that came up. And so they were basically shutting it down. It wasn't anything that she did, really. It just happened. And we're like, man, like we felt kind of guilty. Like even though we didn't do anything, it's like you just feel like,
what could I have done? She's trying to figure out
like who said something or like what, what the situation was. And we're like, God, this sucks. And found out yesterday, she goes, yeah, it turned out it was, so she's a part of a blended family.
Okay.
And her husband's ex-wife's new husband.
God, he's so far from removed.
Yeah, because like she was amazing, and what it boiled down to was she didn't really have like a license.
Okay.
But like she had a very safe, very nice like.
Yeah, she
was for the kids. Like
if you're a parent, like I'm guessing she's a parent.
Yeah, that's
you're taking care. You know how to take care of kids.
She's essentially taking care of neighbors' kids. We just paid her, which apparently was not okay. So
I think that's fine.
The guy totally like threw her under the bus, ruined that career for her. And I'm like,
But that's ruining the family's money, that income.
Yeah, that's like one of those times where you're like, that wouldn't work very well. That'd be a hard situation to kind of work through.
So I got a lot of questions, but like, I wonder if they've always had like a beef or something. Not with her like having.
Right.
I hate you, or something. But maybe
there's
like a jealousy thing there or something.
Could be. You know, that's kind
they
of
don't like the guy.
Right.
I don't know. You
That's
know,
kind of
why would you do
premise,
that?
I think is like, I'm just catching. I'm saying like again. I always hate when I say like. Anyway,
Like hurry.
like.
Like.
That is something that makes it very difficult. Is when there's still residual feelings, whether it be love or hate. You know, a strong emotion of any kind is going to impact relationships. So
there's got to be some sort of like animosity on someone's end.
Yeah.
I'm guessing on the ex-wife's end.
I would think so.
Because like why like
just
that's your
doesn't
kids.
seem reasonable to
That's
do
your
that. That's right. I mean, that's like your own family that you're messing.
But that's the thing. It could have worked. You know what I mean? Like that's something you could work. You can still work it out. Yeah.
Right.
We're not good for each other because whatever. Maybe there was like cheating and hitting. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's what it was, but like maybe there was something there to harbor all that like hate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or maybe they're just bitter because it's like, damn, you're happy. You weren't like this with me.
Sure.
I think a lot of that happens.
Sure.
Where it's like you weren't like this with me, but yeah, but you were miserable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're a gross person.
No, seriously though.
Yeah.
Like that's serious. Like because it could be that way where it's just like you know, like you're unhappy. You were unhappy. What do you mean? Like I was unhappy because you're unhappy. And like
right.
No, I loved her life. You know, like
I
don't know if you know. There was one where they kept just trying to hold on.
Yeah, sure. Like, I have no idea what their actual situation was for them, but
I gotta let go.
Yeah. Never let go. I'll never let go.
Bye, bitch.
But yeah, I'm just like that really sucks.
That does suck.
She has a brand new career and everything's going very well for her. So that was nice to see her and see that everything was going well. She's happy, but it's just like, man.
That's
cold thing to do, and you're hurting your own family. There's still your family.
There's not,
especially when there's kids involved.
I don't know. I don't think people think about the effect it has on the family. You know what I mean? Yes. They're not thinking about like, hey, if I do this, this is going to affect this, right? And it's going to ripple down and cause chaos.
Right.
In that moment, I don't care. I just ruined your life, and I'm happy with myself.
Yeah.
But they're not. They're still probably miserable and fucking, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're probably still a miserable person. Like, and just there's something inside of them that they need to fix.
Yeah. So I've been listening to a wisdom podcast lately when I'm going for, walks or whatever. And still like my serial killer podcast, but I'm like, maybe something a little more positive. Yeah. Would be good for a while. And there was an episode yesterday that they were kind of talking about that. This professor of some sort of philosophy was talking about grounding your body and being present with your physical body, which we've talked a little bit about. You hear about these things, but it's very easy to not practice. And one of the things he brought up was when we get into these situations where we become mean or really are like lashing out at somebody, we're usually very disconnected from our physical. And we're not fully present and thinking about any kind of consequence or that moment. We're very in our head and not connected to the reality of our body and the physical being. It's like, that's interesting. It's not surprising, but it's fascinating how you can hear things that seem so simple. How often we have to hear those things to start to really internalize and remember.
Well, sometimes you need that reminder because we
really do.
You get in that loop of just remembering.
Patterns of behavior. We're often very certain of our own patterns or unaware of our own patterns of behavior.
It's like a part of you, so it's like
right.
It's one of those behaviors that you either want to unlearn or tweak or something.
Choose a new way.
Yeah,
right.
Because I know I've had those issues where I like. It's not like I'm lashing out physically or abusively, but it's just like the fuse is shorter, and there was a moment where I had to think like why am I getting upset? Like, like what's going on? Like what's going on with me?
Right.
Cause they're not doing nothing.
Right.
Like, why am I being upset? Like, why am I upset?
Yeah.
And it's like one of those self-reflections where you're
absolutely.
You just got to think, and you're like, once you do that, it is almost like your body gets pulled back in,
right? Because
I might not think, it's me thinking like, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? But it's not like there's not a root cause, that I'm like, oh, that's why. Right. It's just it's just that realization, like, why? Like, stop.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably should stop.
Right.
Because now when I feel that, I'm not doing anything. You know, instead of like, "Ugh." When I feel that moment, I'm just like, what the fuck? Why? Like, there'd be times where I'm like, why does that annoy you? You know, like, or, you know, it's not even nothing bad. Like, it's nothing.
Sometimes it can be the biochemical.
Yeah.
You know, before, and I've talked pretty openly about the venlafaxine that I take. And I have so many moments, for example, the TV dying. And I calmly took the TV off the wall, took off the back panel, was really trying to work on things on the TV and see if I could get it to work again. And that would have been something where at some point, without the venlafaxine, I would have lost my mind and broken something.
It's already fucked up.
Just been, you know, and something doesn't snap in right, or you get something. And luckily, like, the whole thing worked very well, probably because I was way more calm to begin with. But it is tricky when you can feel like your whole biochemical basis is off.
Yeah.
You know, when you already feel that sort of frustration or that you know, negativity. Oh, yeah. It's so much harder to keep that presence of mind. And it's kind of a fascinating
Does that help?
thing.
Like,
it helps very much. Like, there have been so many situations where typically I would have, you know, kind of blown up, or like I said, like, never like hit somebody or anything like that. But like, you know, oh, the ribbon's like not plugging back in, like, grab the ribbon and pull it out and like, fuck it, it's broken anyway. Kind of thing, right?
Exactly.
Big over the top reaction out of my frustration, and then the spiraling mind of like, you're not good at this, you can't do this.
Just you did
all that negative crap,
that rabbit hole,
the rabbit hole of self-negativity and self-negative talk. And I don't have that right now. It's synthetic because I'm using something to help balance myself out.
But it's helping though.
But it is helping, and I'm hoping that I can, over time, actually learn ways to make that a real change and not just a synthetic change. But but that self-awareness and that amount of time and energy you put, you know, I'm big on like trying to be better as you get older. You know, the more time you're on Earth, like, try to learn and do better and do better and do better. You got to put a lot of work into figuring out how to do that. Yeah,
and like, for me, it's hard, you know, because I'm sure there's still things I do that I just do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about it in the moment.
Right.
But like that feeling where I'm starting to feel like that's something that I've been like practicing. As soon as I start feeling it, to switch my mind to something else.
Right.
And like maybe change the question. Or hear it differently.
Right.
Because sometimes my wife can be her tone, and our one of my daughters they have a tone to them, right? They're not necessarily being rude, but it sounds rude, right?
Right. That's not their intent, but
it's it comes off
projected
rude
that way.
Like, they'll have that facial expression, it'll say something, and you're like, what the fuck?
Right.
And so, like, for me, that used to be like a trigger thing, you know, like, where I'm just like, I get defensive right away, where I'm like, wait, what the fuck, dude? Like, and then they get defensive, like, well, what the? But then it's like, they legit didn't mean it in that sense.
Right.
And I'm learning to like know when, okay. As soon as I feel that, I'm like, oh no, they're, you know, like,
right.
Nothing was like, there's no reason, you know, like, whatever.
Right.
And then I'll just keep talking, or I'll change it, or I'll do something. But it's a split second that I think about it, and then I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Trying to approach with empathy.
I'm like,
which can be very difficult, especially when we feel like our own ego is being attacked or whatever for anybody. And there was a gal that we were listening to the other day. It's funny. Blanca is like definitely not about people that are all into like, let me just, I don't know where I'm going with that. Blanca was playing me a video of a lady who was kind of attacking Dak Shepard. I'm not going to get into that because I really don't know what's going on with Dak Shepard, but I guess there's a lot of discussion around like his podcast or something. I'm not sure.
He probably said something that wasn't
something.
He's canceled.
Has happened. And this gal, like, everybody has a right to their own opinion, and like, she certainly did, but it's not really about her. It's more about me and my reaction to it. So she was kind of aggressive and talking about Dak Shepard, but she made a few, I guess you'd call them Freudian slips, Well, at one point she said like men do this, and like another time she kind of brought up her dad, and there were like these little breadcrumbs of things you could hear, and she was kind of one of those abrasive people. Like you could just tell like she's probably a difficult person to really like just kind of have a chill conversation with. But so part of me, I tend to do this thing where like I have fake conversations with people like when I disagree with them. And at first I was like pretty negative about it. Like, I don't really like when people generalize everyone and, you know, this and that, and whatever. But then I started thinking, you know, if you really wanted to get to the core of the conversation, you really need to think about what someone's actually saying. Not the words that they're saying, but what is it that they are trying to communicate? Like, what is going on below the surface?
Yeah. Daddy issues.
Yeah. I mean, she let it be known that she had a bad relationship with her dad. That whatever Dax did or didn't do, whatever was a trigger for her in that relationship.
It reminded her of that.
And I kind of thought, like, I remember one time early in my career, there was a mom that came in irate to the school, and she was like flat out cussing in the office, like yell cussing in the office. And the principal,
was that my mom?
At that time, might have been
my mom back in the day, man.
She didn't really know what to do, so she called me down. I hadn't really worked with this mom before, but when I got down there, this mom was. She couldn't have her daughter at school until she had a medical plan in place. Mm-hmm. And she was really upset. And what I heard in her talking about it was, we've been to the doctor, we've done this, and, you know, it's always a problem, blah, blah, blah. So I took it as, you're trying your best and it's really hard and it's not going well. And I just said, man, I'm really sorry that you have to go to the doctor that often for this. Like, that really sucks. Yeah. I'm really sorry that it's been that difficult. And then you could just see her demeanor change. She kind of exhaled like, oh, somebody heard me.
Yeah.
All I needed you to understand is I'm trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I could just explain, like, you know, we're really not trying to be difficult. It's just the situation is for her to be here safely. We have to have this medical plan. I've got the document right here, and I'm really sorry I have to have you go, you know, one more time. I know you've been there over and over again. But, you know,
it's just something we
pretty much right here and it's done. If you can just get that signature on it, then this is over. And, you know, again, I'm really sorry that it's been so frustrating. Just saying, like, wow, I hear that you're in a situation that's very frustrating, totally changed her mind. And that's what I thought about this lady in the video is like, we can attack and be like, oh yeah, so like, because that's the internet thing. Like you say something I don't like, so now I'm going to call you an idiot
or racist or something.
It doesn't really matter if we agree with each other or disagree. It doesn't really matter if somebody says something really screwed up. Like, the reality is, people are trying to kind of work through their experiences in life. You need to be able to hear each other out, hear what someone's really saying. And you don't have to agree with them. You don't even have to like it.
Just give them that moment to hear.
Well, right. And this disrespectful discourse where it's like, oh, you insulted something that I, you know, disagree with or that I personally like. So now I'm just going to attack you as a human. You know, it's like, this gal obviously has dad issues.
Yeah.
She obviously has a dad that's put her in a position to not feel very good about herself. And she's probably chosen relationships with men that were similar.
Exactly. So that's kind of like what happens a lot too.
Right. I mean, it's patterns of behavior. So instead of being like, well, we're not all that bad, like, just hear her out and be like, man, it sounds like you had a really rough time with your dad. And I'm really sorry that you had to go through that.
How do you think that would have changed that conversation if she would have thrown that out there?
You know, like, how do you argue with that? And it goes, we talked last week about dignity. Isn't that what dignity is? Like, you obviously are coming from a place of pain. And I value you as a person, and I'm sorry that you feel that pain. Yeah. Whether it's, you know, justified or not justified or true or not true, that's your perspective.
Gosh.
Like, if we could just get to a place where we react less
like
on emotion and more on just like, what is this person actually trying to say? And it's freaking hard. I'm not saying like I always do it. I've done it twice now. And
well, no, it is hard because there is those moments where someone, the way they say things, like I said, like, or that tone, or there's something where it's that it triggers you for whatever reason, and you're like, you don't give them that moment to kind of listen to what they're saying. Right.
Well, we're so quick to jump on the other person.
Yeah. No, you got to do it.
But we also are in a culture that doesn't really value teaching people how to do things and how to interact. We just sort of assume it's supposed to be normal and happen.
They got Google. They can figure it out.
And we think about, like, I was thinking about like the exercise thing, you know, why if you think about it, like with exercise, why does exercise lead to other things going well? Well, if grounding yourself in the physical helps your mind stay more connected to reality, right? The more that you're giving your brain input through your body, the more times your feet are touching the floor, the more time you're exerting, inhaling, exhaling, the rhythm of exercise, all of the, again, like the touch input that you're getting in that.
Yeah.
How would that not sort of as a system of your body
just kind of make you feel good?
Right. And have some sort of like, if you're just sitting on a couch, your body has very little input. You probably have visual stimulus from the TV and you feel the couch at whatever point you're touching, right? But if you're exercising and moving and doing a bunch of things, your body's getting physical input everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So your neurons and everything are really getting connected to that physical, which then in turn could help your mental.
It makes sense.
I'm curious. I don't know. It's fascinating because there's so many people that actually know this stuff, and it's like,
there's probably a case to say though to that because
I want to look at these case studies. Here I am, like I'm inventing something, and they're like, no, this is actually something that's very well established. But
that's the point of exercise. It makes you feel better, which it does. Like I said, I'm a busy person.
Yeah.
Just in general, I'm always I can't sit too long. And so like for me, if I exercise, like, I mean, I feel good if I like during the winter times when like I don't have softball and if I wasn't exercising, I'm like not grumpy or nothing, but it's just like, God, I'm just go stir crazy. I'm like, I don't know what to fucking do. And then all of a sudden I'm like a bear when it's, spring pops out and I'm like, I'm never coming in the house. Fuck you guys.
Right. I mean, winter time is a very easy time to start kind of,
which that's why I'm going to try to, stay with doing stuff. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Snow hasn't come yet. So.
I know. Yeah. And for whatever reason in fall, I get very like introspective. This is the season where like I tend to, I'm not like super religious at all, but maybe I'll get the Bible out and read a little bit of it. Or I'll just like more philosophical about things. Then winter rolls around, I'm just tired. I'll put that down for a little
John 3:15.
Yes. And so the Lord said, the son of my face is bashing.
He's you just read the Bible to the kids.
Yeah, that'd go over well. All right, boys and girls, today.
We used to have like I said, Bible studies. My mom would be like, all right, guys. I know all of us were like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's sad. Like, I haven't really exposed my kids to it. Probably less than I should have exposed them to it. Like, religion, I think, is worth knowing about, whether you believe it or not. Or
we had JJ go to Sadia.
Right. Yeah. Elliot would be like, no, thanks. But, theology, it's interesting. It's an interesting thing to know, to just be aware of. Like, hey, maybe there is a greater force out there. There's definitely a greater force out there. Whatever.
I've been watching a lot of Neil Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, yeah. I started following his, Star Talk.
Yeah.
He had some cool stuff, though.
He does.
I ain't gonna lie. That guy's smart as hell.
He's fascinating. Yeah.
Really is.
All the stuff that he knows and talks about.
I already love that stuff.
The perspective of, It's wild. I mean, like you get into that real time space and they're like, why time is so abstract. And it's like, this moment is so microscopic in the grand scheme of all of time.
Yeah, it makes you really think like
that. It's almost not even distinguishable from any other point in time. And that's, I don't know.
He was talking about satellites and how far they're actually.
Oh, yeah.
They're only about a quarter inch away
he
from
said the Earth is more perfect of a sphere, even with, the tallest peaks and the deepest valleys. That differential, you could not get a cue ball on a pool table that was smoother than that in proportion. The diameter of Earth is so vast, so grand, that even with all of our imperfections, Earth is more perfect of a sphere than a pool ball.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, that's wild. I don't know.
It's so crazy, man.
Anyway, that's enough science.
Yeah. All right. One last thing I want to say. Then I'm sure we have a question.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to ask.
Shit, no, we don't.
We'll figure one out.
Yeah.
Leah, I think you actually know Leah, but we got a nice comment from Leah. You were talking about our conversation last week and talking about the relationships and your experience with your husband, kind of the same thing that I was talking about, where we all communicate in our own way. We can be clear with each other or not clear. And I mean, I'm glad that resonated with you. Thanks for listening. And for everybody out there.
Thank you.
it's life is a journey. We're all on it together, and nobody has all the answers. We're just all kind of seeking it, right? Like trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
So,
no one has all the answers. Fuck, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yep. But if you
I'm
can learn
42
from my
years old.
stupidity and mistakes, then
Right. I've made a lot. But then, like I'll hear stories. Like I got my hair cut, and I go to my buddy Freddie. He cuts hair, so I go to him, and me and him just talking, because I used to work with him and stuff. And we were just talking stuff, and he'll tell me some of his stories, and you think about your own story, and you're like, okay, yeah, maybe it was rough, but maybe it wasn't that rough. Stuff like that. Like it's just crazy how all these different backgrounds, we all come from something different.
Right.
Like we all have our own little story, but at the end, we're all trying to at least just fucking coexist in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to do the best we can with what we have.
I'm trying to think. I got one, but I'm just trying to think.
Okay.
I don't know if I use this as a question.
Oh.
Is fear of success a hurdle in your life?
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Like, is fear of actually succeeding in something actually what stops you from actually trying to do something?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like changing a job or something. Like, like for me, that's a fear for me, is like that change of a job. Like, I can probably do that, but what if I suck?
Right.
Like
there's the fear of failure, but then there's also the fear of actual success.
Yeah.
If I'm successful at this, then I have to do it. And then there's a lot of follow through fear, I think.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
I think that's it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it is a hurdle because you got to get over that. Like,
right. Well, it's a synthetic barricade that we put in front of ourselves that if we can't overcome it, we're never going to change. We're never going to do anything differently.
Yeah. Like for me, like when I think about the podcast, right? I think that's my hurdle for the podcast is I'm afraid, what if it does succeed? Like what then? Like that's an unknown I don't know about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
sure.
But then, I go down that thinking rabbit hole, and I'm like, you visualize like, well, what if it does succeed? Then I start thinking about the cool things that could benefit from stuff. And so,
well, and it is about being kind of in the moment. I mean, at its core, I don't know that this would change a whole lot. Tons of people listen. That's great. They listen for a reason. So if you like it, we just keep doing it.
And that's cool. Like I'm starting to hear about more people.
Yeah.
Like when we post like a video or something, like there's like another person maybe liking it that I, didn't know, or someone commented on like a short video, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
And that's
I didn't even know you watched that. And like my buddy Freddie was like, I just saw you guys' video. That shit was funny.
Yeah. I mean, and that's it, is like at the end of the day, if one person walks away from it feeling like, that gave me something, it's worth doing.
Yeah.
We enjoy doing it anyway. I mean, so
yeah, like I've said a million times, like a lot of these conversations that we have with y'all would be just our conversations in general.
I do think this opens it up a little bit more, though, because there's a lot of things that you'll talk about on, in this kind of a format that you may not talk about just with a buddy. It might be a little bit off,
I was raped this one time. No, I'm just kidding.
Viciously. Bobby Lee talking.
God, dude, I was just listening to that podcast, Bad Friends. Bobby, so funny.
They're fun. I still,
yeah. Bobby Lee's, I love him. He's funny. So,
yeah, no, I'm excited. I love just seeing that people are listening, and I have some people at work who have listened, and it's like they get to know me in a way where this is a me that they don't always see,
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like a comment that I got too is, it's a side of me that, no one ever sees, because I keep, I'm at work. It's not like I conversate with everybody.
Right. Obviously, I'm a teacher. Obviously, I don't behave this way at a school. I'm not an idiot. So but I do. I think that the work that we're trying to do, whatever it is that we're trying to do, is worth doing.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more our society needs. I think being a voice for trying to be better families, a voice for being
better men,
just better people. I mean, there's a need out there for people to have experiences that allow them to learn and grow. Our culture does not do that. We don't teach people anything. We just expect them to know how. And then we wonder why people hurt each other and do stupid things.
Yeah.
Well, no one's ever taught. They are to a point, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so hopefully it's making an impact with 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 100 people.
It makes it worth it, though.
The number doesn't really matter. There was another little thing, real quick, this wisdom thing. This guy was talking about, you know, you want to be an actor. Does it matter if you're a famous actor, or could you just be an actor?
Yeah.
Is it just the joy of acting? You know,
what's your goal in a way?
Right.
You know,
I don't really care if I'm famous. I'd probably rather not be famous for anything. But you know, like,
no,
it's
same
nice
here.
to just be nobody. But this brings me joy. This is something that I like to do.
Yep.
And you know, I'll probably sound like an idiot half the time, and sometimes I'll have a nugget.
Never.
Oh, this guy's all right. You know, and. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm enjoying this.
We enjoy it. That's what we love to do. I don't know. I enjoy doing it. And yeah, I think there is a little bit of a fear that if it succeeds, it's like that unknown.
Right.
And, you know, that is a hurdle because that can stop you from moving forward, really.
Right.
You know,
there's self-sabotage.
Yeah. Because then you're just like, no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do this, or, you know.
Right. Well, I have a brother-in-law who's a very talented guy in a lot of different things, and this isn't a critique of him because we're all guilty of this, but I've seen him have so many opportunities that are kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity that most of us would never get,
but multiple times,
multiple times over and over again, but he never follows through. And my theory is that he is afraid of that success.
Yeah, I think so.
He is afraid of what that means for him if he moves forward. So again, it's not a critique. Like, I love the guy, but
I know what you're talking about.
The reality is, like, he's talented enough that he really should do something with it. But, you know, it's hard when you don't know how, or like you said, when you're afraid of what that would look like or what that might do.
That's for me. That's what it is. It's like,
yeah.
Fuck, now we're the number 1 in the world.
Yeah. Oh man, like we beat Joe Rogan.
That'd be weird though. Like,
yeah,
because like I'm with you. I don't want to be famous, but I want our podcast to grow, and I want people to know about it.
I want people to get the help that they need. I want people to hear not like
the message we share. I want that to be shared.
Like, we're not PhDs. We're not coming to you as professional
bachelor
experts.
Degree.
We are we are 2 normal people that try to give our perspective, and I mean, really, we would love to have comments to interact with. Like, we're getting some. A lot of them are from people that we know, which is kind of cool.
Well, but I guess that's how it starts, right?
You know, if anybody's out there just listening and like, oh, I disagree with that, or I think this is good.
See, and I'm hoping for that too sometimes.
It would be nice to have some dialogue, some interaction with folks, and be like, you know, maybe I was off on that. Maybe I need to look.
Like, I want to be angry at someone.
That worked.
Yeah. Like, no, I still think you're wrong. I'm right.
Right.
I'm short. You're tall. I'm ugly. You're pretty. Duh. No, I'm just...
You guys are so ugly. Yeah, please be nice though in the comments.
Yeah.
I don't want to cry, so be nice.
Oh my God. I wouldn't even care, whatever. But like,
I know.
But yeah, no, at the end of the day, it would be cool. Just conversations.
Yeah.
Agree or not. Agree or disagree.
Yeah. I mean, no, we're not, no one's like 100% right.
No. Just
life's not about that.
Just the wife.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's that. She's 100% right, but
she's 100% right 96% of the time.
Such a nice moment when she's not right, though, and she admits it.
Oh, bro, it's the best.
Yeah.
All right, June 15th. I'm adding that to the calendar.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna write that one down because I will certainly forget it.
I would. I think I forgot a couple times. Right. But anyway.
Oh, really? When did that happen? Shit. I have no comeback for that.
Roll back the cameras.
Yeah, the stenographer. That's what we need. The old Dave Chappelle skit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. I was thinking about some skits earlier. Anyway.
Well,
I think we're good.
That's a wrap. Yeah. Happy Sunday, everybody. Another great week coming up.
Yeah. Enjoy.
We need some sort of like catchphrase to end this thing every week. I don't know.
Right.
It's like, oh, have a good week.
Have a great week.
All right. Great. All right.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. All right, guys. Take it easy.
Bye. Or we can be suck it easy.